Hello everybody. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of Absolutely Kermit, you heard it here last, in Fair Verona where we lay our squirrely pop. So we're going to be talking about some Amberlynn Reed drama. Does the fun ever start? Ambi, my most entertaining favorite YouTuber of all time, has gotten herself taken off of her mommy's Facebook friends list. I did predict that they would not be talking. I did say TikTok, eventually the relationship there's gonna be a fallout. Only Ambi can get mommy to remove her off her Facebook friends list, and Ambi is desperate now. Amberlynn, listen, can I suggest a Kermit, Rinse, Lather, Delulu? We're still here. I feel like a girl of 2021 again. But before we get into it, have you seen my Kermit? Do you see these Kermits? Have you ever been telling yourself, thinking to yourself, I watch this person who has Kermits and I would like to purchase one myself? Well, you can. Here's my little affiliate link. It's going to be called View Products tab. If you go there, you can buy your own Kermit. It is my affiliate link. And then you can take your Kermit to like anywhere you want, like Dollar Tree or Target. And people will look at you and think, I wonder why this person has a Kermit or not. Anyways, we're going to get into all the drama, but before we do, as always, before we get into it, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take anything I say seriously. I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information made public first by public figures. I would urge you to please do not go to these people's channels, and please do not leave them any mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. My videos are simply for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I want you to take a look at this. This is Amber's mom's Facebook, all right? So they were friends on Facebook for years, for years. The reason that I know that for sure is because I've seen posts where Amber tags her mother, and they were definitely friends 100% on Facebook up until recently, because Amberlynn is no longer a friend on her mother's Facebook. Now, one or two things happened. I know what happened, but my opinion on what I know what happened. But to be fair, it's possible that Amber took her mother off of her Facebook, which would never, ever, 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 ever happen. Let's just be real. Or what's behind door number two, Amberlynn's mother took her off of her Facebook. And here's why I think Amber's mom took her off of her Facebook. About 5 days ago, Amberlynn went and posted this on her mother's public wall on Facebook. Message me or call me, please. Love you. So that seems like a desperate plea for someone who's been, well, I would love to say that her mother blocked her, but it's obvious her mother didn't. TikTok, that's surely coming. It's obvious that her mother took her off her friends list, and now Amber is desperate to get back in contact. This is the thing. I have told you extensively that eventually Amberlynn will have a falling out with her mother. Did I not? In all of my videos about her and her mom, did I not tell you that they're going to have a falling out? Yet another thing that I told you about, okay? And some of you did agree with me, so yes, they had a falling out. These next statements are just my opinions and just me thinking out loud of what it could be. Obviously, we don't know what it could be. But the reason that I knew this would eventually happen is because, first of all, let's just say it. Amberlynn's family has turned their back on her before, okay? So, the best predictor of a future Kermit is a past Kermit that didn't get approved for, a Calvin Klein commercial. I'm just kidding. But, sure, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, right? Okay. So, first of all, there was a huge falling out where mom, even when mom was already like living a good life and everything was fine, mom was still not really in contact, didn't care. In my personal opinion, it's happening again, but this is clearly due to us knowing who Amberlynn Reed is as a person. My opinion is Amber finally pushed her mother to the limit, because message me or call me, please, love you sounds like you're not getting through to mom, which is surprising, shocking, right? Because mom has driven you around ever since you moved to Oklahoma. She drove you everywhere. She broke into your house and broke your window or whatever, got through into the window when she thought there was something wrong with you. You weren't answering the phone. She cares about you. She loves you. She drove you 20 hours. Yes, I know that the mom, and her, there was a difficult, rocky childhood. I get that. But the mother has, I feel like, tried to make up for it. The mother drove you 20 hours, 20 hours to see this stranger on the internet, Tommy, Tommy. And, What is she getting in exchange? Nothing. This is what I think. I think this was predicated. I love the word predicated. It's my Kermit word of the day. I think this whole thing was predicated, the mother not answering the messages, not calling, taking Anne Boleyn, in my opinion. I mean, look, it's obvious that they're not friends on Facebook. That's a matter of fact, okay? My opinion is mom took her off another other way around. So I think it was predicated by Anne Boleyn genuinely. Like, here's the thing. Mom has done what she could to rebuild the friendship, and you repay her by going on the internet. I talked about this in my other video and saying, "Oh, I've never felt like anything was my home, anywhere was my home, but with this stranger on the internet, Tommy, in her new house, like, oh, it was amazing to be with her. That's my new home." Really? So your mom driving you to emergency vets because you don't take care of Twinkie? Maybe Anne Boleyn is obsessed with going to Walmart with somebody who's her chauffeur. Okay, rinse, lather, Delulu. Here we are again. Like, the bottom line is the mother did a lot for you. And the whole driving you 20 hours, you're an adult. You should have bought whatever tickets you needed to buy and put yourself on an airplane and flown in an airplane like an adult. Even Foodie Beauty does that, okay? Which is saying a lot. Mom drove you 20 hours to meet the stranger on the internet, and all she has in return is what? Have you even called or contacted your mom before this? It sounds like honestly, this is what it sounds like. It sounds like there was no, and this is a big deal for me to even say this. Sounds like to me, like my inner feeling, my gut feelings, no fight. I don't think there was an argument or a fight. I think the mother, this is just an opinion, not a fact. In my opinion, I think the mother just got fed up with being treated badly by Amber and unfriended her, which is, I think it's so ridiculous. Like, Facebook has become the litmus test of how cool you are with somebody. Get a Kermit, but, unfriended her. Like, the fact that they're not friends on Facebook is major, okay? Because they were even friends. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. They were even Facebook friends when they didn't have a lot of contact. So think about that, okay? So mom unfriended her probably after like being underappreciated, not appreciated, and driving you 20 hours. And what does she have to show for it? What are you doing in return in your relationships? I understand in your, romantic relationships, you're buying more and more pillows because you like to watch princess movies. But in your like family relationships, what's going on there? Like, are you repaying at least emotionally, or how are you doing anything in exchange for what's being done to you? Listen, any relationship has to be mutually beneficial for both parties to feel like satisfied. So at the end of the day, mommy unfriended you and a block is coming soon. I told you that this would happen because the bottom line is it's not, it's like, yeah, people could see this coming a mile away, but it's deeper than that because there has to be some kind of a like turning point, and there will never be for Amber, but there should be, where she says, if everyone is saying the same thing about me, maybe it's how I treat people. Have you ever thought of that? So mommy unfriended you on Facebook and is not accepting your messages or calls. And by the way, she can't even privately message mommy anymore, which is a bad sign. That's why she wrote publicly on the wall. Here's what I find incredibly interesting. Amber Lynn must be incredibly, like I would say, like to the max level desperate to write this publicly on her mother's wall because she has publicized her mother's first name. Everyone knows Amber's mom's Facebook and people check it. You understand? So she knows that people will be checking for, what she's doing on other forms of social media when she hasn't uploaded in 2 weeks. You understand? She knows this because she's been through this. There were times that she didn't upload for months. So my point is, she knows that this will be seen. And the only thing I can think of is she probably wants to come off as a victim. Oh, mommy, stop talking to me. Get over it. Like, the bottom line is, mommy has done a lot for you recently. And what have you done for mom? That's what I'd like to know. So the idea that she is so desperate, mom is not returning her calls, mom is not returning her texts, mom is not picking up the phone, and mom has unfriended her, it looks like, in my opinion, to me, what I think and how I feel, that Amber is so desperate that she's actually writing this in a public wall, knowing that it will be seen by the haters. Well, you must be really desperate. Let's talk about the serious parts of this, okay? So, Anne Boleyn is currently staying with her girlfriend, her stranger from the internet girlfriend, that recently said the same thing about Amber's love as she said during her late partner's eulogy. So obviously, Amber Lynn is in a great relationship. Good for you, Amber Lynn. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. So she needs to either stay there forever, or what about coming back? If she wants to come back, or maybe she told her mom, "Oh, you need to ship all my stuff to me here." And mom was like, "No." Or maybe she wants to go back and maybe things aren't working out. And more on that in a minute. You know, maybe she wants to go back to where she was living before, to Oklahoma. Maybe she expects mommy to come and drive 20 hours and pick her up again and drive, and maybe this is like too much for mommy, but I digress. Here's the really, really, really scary part. And I really, really want you to follow me on this one, okay? So remember when I said how dangerous it is to leave mom and home, and how she needs to go on dating sites, and that's why she needs to find somebody local where she's at, so she still has the benefit of family there, who are the only people that are willing to drive her around. I mean, I don't know why she doesn't take Uber. Claims she's taken Uber before, but I guess too good for Uber. Oh well. So let me tell you something about moving in with a person you don't know, or just in general, when you live with a partner, okay? In the beginning, when you start living with a partner, and okay, like whenever I make these statements, you guys, I'm just telling you how it is most of the time, not all the time, okay? I'm giving my own opinion. So if you moved in with somebody and it was magical, amazing, and you're with them for 78 years, fabulous. Are you Amberlyn Reed? Do you push a certain narrative? Do you lie to everybody? Stop comparing yourself to her. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it in my videos because people like continuously think that their life is Amberlyn Reed's. You're probably not somebody who is mean spirited towards others, right? So, most of the time, not all the time, but from what I have seen and observed, when you first move in with somebody, it's amazing. And later, the honeymoon stage is over. And it, like, this is my opinion, it usually, not every time, but usually gets a lot harder to live with somebody as time goes on, especially if you moved in with them without knowing them. Why am I bringing this up? At some point, things are going to get hard for Amberlyn to stay with her girlfriend, even if she's staying with her temporarily throughout the years, or fully moved in, whatever the case may be. It's going to be hard because they're going to get to know each other. This is why you're usually supposed to get to know each other much better than 5 seconds than to move in with each other. The point is, it's going to be a lot harder for Amby to move back to mommy's house and where mommy's living at, because mommy unfriended you on Facebook. Now, by the way, okay, this doesn't mean that they won't reconcile. They can completely reconcile and probably will at some point. But as of right now, for mommy not to be friends with Amby on Facebook is a bad sign. I told you this would happen. I told you, TikTok, she's eventually going to have a falling out with mom. And now she has. My opinion, my gut feeling is it has to be connected to the relationship that she is currently in my opinion, because I guarantee that she expects mommy, if she doesn't want to live with this person anymore, to drive her back 20 hours. Like, do you actually expect mommy to drive 20 hours to you and then 20 hours back? Like, there's just no sense of like compassion for other people involved here. Like, I would have compassion for my mom and I wouldn't ask somebody to drive that long. I think that maybe it's possible that mom also sees the bigger picture. Like, I don't care how in love you think you are, Amberlyn. This person literally said they feel the same way, the same type of love that they felt like during a eulogy. Like, that's like, in my opinion, and this is not a fact, it's my opinion, what I think and how I feel. In my opinion, I mean, do you guys think that that's genuine? I just want to know that's genuine. Amberlyn, my opinion is you don't love her, and this is not a genuine relationship, and you have possibly lost out on the only person in the world that would do things for you. Never mind that I thought this whole big thing that she kept talking about on her channel, how upset she was that she didn't have contact with her family. She finally rebuilt her relationships and now she's thrown them away, in my opinion, my gut feeling, for literally someone she barely knows. I think she wants to go back. Possibly at some point, and mommy doesn't want to drive her. Let's see if Tommy drives you. But this falling out that she's had with mom, yes, she can reconcile, but I think that it's based on the way Amber is acting, and my gut feeling, my opinion. Please let me know what you think in the comments and the dislikes. I think it's about this relationship, something having to do with her relationship with Tommy. Because I have to tell you something. I have heard of parents doing things for their, children. That's fine. You do whatever you can for your kids. But driving 20 hours, and I guarantee you, Amber wants to be, driven, chauffeured around another 20 hours. I don't think so. So, Amber, think about what matters most, your family or somebody that you barely know. Here's something else that I find comical. Remember how in the last video we had discussed that Amberlynn posted on her Instagram saying she's going to do a Q&A with Tommy and ask her and Tommy all these questions, never posted the video. Then she posted a thing saying, ask me questions. Then she posted another thing, ask me questions, and never did a Q&A. She just posted another thing on her Insta saying, ask me questions. One or two things is going on. She doesn't like the questions that are being asked, and she keeps putting this ask me questions thing on her Instagram to get newer questions like the ever amazing, are you left-handed? Are you right-handed? What kind of, remote do you have for battery operated remotes or whatever? Like, this is ridiculous. It's got to be that, or what's behind door number two, which has happened before. She's done this before. She would put out a feeler like, oh, hey, I want to do a Q&A, and then just because she's very conscientious, very hard worker, like forget about it and just like not do it. So that is another thing that could be going on. But Amberlynn, since we all know that you ask your own questions, right? Why don't you, honey, just ask your own questions, talk about your favorite animal, talk about if you're right or left-handed again, talk about these mundane things. Like, you have to understand something about your position on YouTube. People are interested in drama and tea about you. They don't care your latest journal haul. I mean, of course, some few people do, but the majority are interested in tea and drama. That's what your channel was founded on. It's very ridiculous that you ask your own questions and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't like the questions being asked. You know that it is surely coming that she's going to address the thing about her mom, be the victim. I'm sure, listen, you know what else is coming? I predict that she's somehow going to blame this on, oh, Lordy, it's Kermit. I'm sorry. Oh, Lordy, it's Jordy. Last time anybody said anything public about her mom, she blamed it on Reaction Channel. Oh, Lordy, it's Jordy. I'm sure that's going to happen again. So you know that's surely coming, but that's just my opinion because she always blames everything on him as if he's like, like end all be all. Like, how dare he give an opinion? It's ridiculous. That's just my opinion. But that's surely coming. She's going to somehow blame this whole mom thing on him. I see that coming, but, or maybe not. Maybe, she's going to get another Kermit. But in general, Anne Boleyn, if you're not gonna do a Q&A, that's fine. We're all fine with it. This is why she's my most entertaining, favorite, riveting YouTuber. Like I always say, her, channel is based on a Q&A that she wrote herself and never answered the questions that people asked her. Does the fun ever start? This is why I love me some Anne Boleyn. But Amber, honey, why do you keep asking on Instagram every day? Ask me questions, ask me questions. Do you understand that it goes in an order, right? You ask questions, then you answer them, then you film and post the video. How about clocking into work? Or how about this? Because it is self-employment and she's taken 2 weeks off. Not a single statement was made to her audience, the people that keep her lights on. So this is the thing. If you want to dump YouTube, if you want to take a break from YouTube, that's fine. I'm totally fine with it. Can you please stop asking people to ask you questions? Like, people, think about this. The people that are genuine about it, right? For example, even the haters, because they're the most genuine, they're putting in effort. They're writing you questions. And what are you doing? You're not even answering them. Honey, until you do a Q&A on your community page where everyone can see the questions that are being asked, I cannot take these Q&As seriously. Like, why would you constantly, every day, post a thing, ask me questions, ask me questions? Honey, if you don't like the questions being asked, which she obviously doesn't, then stop it already and get a Kermit. Because at the end of the day, sweetheart, Amberlynn, the questions that are being asked from you are tea drama questions because that's what your channel is all about. Take away the tea and drama and you have a person that just what, manipulates and buys journals? Wow, sounds like a job for Kermit. Anyways, thoughts, comments, dislikes, leave them in the dislikes down below. What do y'all think about this? What a big surprise that mommy supposedly, in my opinion, unfriended Ambi on Facebook. You think Ambi's gonna blame someone for this? I cannot wait with Kermit bated breath. All right, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think about it. Leave your likes, dislikes, and Kermits in the comments down below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and watching. Check out this other video that's popping up right here. It's on a similar topic. Go and check it out. Leave it a like, leave it a dislike, leave it a Kermit, whatever. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.